So you think Bigfoot actually exists, but society is just not ready for him to be exist, so we pretend he's not real? I was thinking about that today at work, and I was like, is Bigfoot real, but we just can't accept him yet?
The thing with Bigfoot is like, so many people have seen him. There's no way he's not real.
Oh, exactly. And like the weirder thing is like there's people that's like, oh, they believe in Bigfoot and everything, like, oh, Bigfoot's real, but they like refuse like to accept that gay rights are a thing, or just like how that Black Lives Matter. No, Bigfoot. Like I don't understand like some people's like leap of logic there.
Mythical beast that roams through the woods and kills deer. Totally real. Black Lives Matter. I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
Fucking.
Oh, we're recording. Well, welcome to the No Time Podcast.
Welcome to the No Time Records Podcast, episode 5.
Yes, music, where we talk about music and useless Blink-182 facts as well.
What if we just turn heel and it's like, all right, well, we're gonna just talk about conspiracies, but like outlandish ones.
Oh, I got one for you. Did you? I heard one that Michael Jackson, his two parents are actually not his parents, and that Diana Ross is actually Michael Jackson's mom.
I could believe that one.
They look alike too, but then I was like, well, Janet Jackson looks like Michael Jackson, and then the whole like, well, okay, the thing with conspiracy theories is like you need to lie to yourself to believe something.
Oh no, it's like
ridiculous.
Like the flat Earth. It's like what you have to believe in order to like the leaps of logic you have to make in order to like, because everything is gonna like discredit you, so you literally just have to go, no, that's not real.
Yeah, it's so insane. Like with the whole Michael Jackson thing, like the reason that Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson look so alike is because Janet Jackson had the exact same plastic surgery done as Michael Jackson, which really, like, why would you do that? And same with the flat earth, like, oh, gravity's not real. It's because the earth is moving up really fast.
That was like, I was watching, I think it was the Hulu documentary on the flat earthers, and they had like a gyroscope that was literally like, measured the distance the earth like moved. It like used magnets or something crazy, but
yeah, they
were using it because they're like, all right, if the world's flat, obviously it wouldn't be rotating. It should prove that it's it's supposed to say that it's like a 30-degree rotation or whatever, and then they ran it and then it was like a 30-degree rotation, like what it was supposed to be, and they're like, oh no, there's like interference, so we're gonna have to get like a tinfoil box for it to go in. And I was like, oh my god.
That's so good though. That's like I love conspiracy theories, but like I just don't like actually like believe in them. Like there's just a couple of them are just so fucking funny to me. Like the lost time theory, have you heard of that?
What is that?
That there's like there's a certain, I can't remember exactly what year.
Yeah.
But like there's a certain year like in the Dark Ages, like I think it's like 700 to 800 doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Like there's no record of anything happening from the 700s to the 800s.
It didn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
So it just skipped.
No, like there's just like something wrong in the calendar system, and that just doesn't exist. And that anything that is written down was made up.
I think we should have a podcast where we go just dive into the time cube theory.
You fucking know we are, dude.
Oh fuck, we should probably get all the announcements out of the way before we bring in our special guest.
Oh yeah, No Time is actually a record label that does stuff.
So this is so the week that this will be coming out is actually our anniversary week. We are celebrating 6 years of this shit. Right now we're actually supposed to be at Zesta Grande. I think Time Cube was supposed to open, but
yep, I would have been awake right now.
Yeah, we would have been, no dude, we would have been fucking dead. 3 shows in a row.
Oh, it's all right. I'll just drink a bang and then just like I'll drink half a bang and I'll be like, all right, I'm awake for the next 5 days.
Your tour food, I think to me, like quintessential tour food for you is half a breakfast burrito that you didn't put in the fridge, and a lukewarm bang.
All right, it depends. Okay, it depends on the time. If we tour in the winter, the car's a perfect fridge. Okay.
Yeah.
if we tour during summer, if I just leave it on the dashboard, it's a perfect microwave.
Remember when we were in Arizona and they didn't have all the hotels or the motels motels that we were staying in didn't have refrigerators, and
Oh yes,
Wesley brought all that fruit, so you guys just turned the AC on as loud as hard as
yes, I
possible,
remember.
and you just put
Yeah.
all the beer and the bananas on it.
Oh, and the milk too. I remember taking my milk
Oh, he's like,
for cereal.
cereal in the morning. We're only gone for 3 days. Why did you bring milk?
Fuck, hey, you got to be economical sometimes when you live that
It's not
grind.
like we're not camping.
Yo, I've never been camping. Have you heard of Bigfoot? I'm not going camping.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, so what's being released?
The big one is this Friday, which would be, I think it's July 24th. Yeah, July 24th. No Time for Fun Volume 6.
Yep.
Which we're doing a tape and a free digital download. Very excited. 25 tracks from current roster of bands, some new songs, some stuff coming out, some stuff that's already been released. So it's going to be a good little. It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite thing to do with the label is the compilation. Let me. Have you seen the art?
Yes, I have.
Okay, let me send it to you so you can look at it.
I just said yes. I have. You showed
do you
it.
Have it in front of? Do you have it in front of you?
Oh, not in front of me.
I'm not prepared. I'm sending it in the chat. So you know who that is on the cover?
Yes, I do, but people at home might not because the person might be a little too young.
He's I think he's like 17 or 16 in that photo. Yeah, it's Angel from the world famous At Crust and Bieber.
Yeah.
And also, his other actual real band, the Anti-Sheeple Movement. So I knew he was. So I wanted to do the Tony Hawk rip off for this year, and I wanted to do the PS2 rip. And I was like, oh fuck, I need like a skater photo. And I was like, I don't just want to like rip off the Tony Hawk cover, especially because like I don't want to get completely sued.
Yeah.
Like Angel's a skater. He probably got some sick shots. So, anyone you're excited about being on this?
Oh, I heard the new Raging Nathan single.
Parole Violation.
Yeah, so fucking good.
They're on top of their game. I am so excited for that album.
They're so fucking good.
They're like I listened. So Josh sent me the album and I heard it and I was like, oh fuck, this is I think their best work by far.
Like totally.
That actually is also coming out on the 24th. That album. So this will be a little exclusive for the podcast listeners. We're going to be doing a 60% off sale for the 24th to the 26th to celebrate the label's birthday. 60% off for 6 years. I wanted to do 66.66 off, but Bandcamp doesn't allow you to do that. So so all of our tapes, all of our records will be 60% off from Friday to Sunday. Haven't decided on a coupon code yet, so fuck it. Let's just decide one now.
6 years. 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Number 6 years. It'll be for the exclusive podcast listeners. You guys will get first dibs on that. So that'll start midnight on Friday the 24th and go till Sunday the 26th. So let's see, what else can we talk about? Livid just dropped. Life is Pain, Life is Shit. The Life is Pain, Life is Shit. Thank you guys for picking that up so far. That has been a fun record. Actually, the
they
special
look super nice.
Yeah, you got one, right?
Yeah, you handed me. I do really like how it's a weird like how I like my vinyl, but I like how it has no text. It's just the image.
Me and the band decided when we were doing the art. He's like, yeah, I don't want the art on it. He's like, I don't want the name on it. I was like, yeah, that's fucking tight. And then just like the plain B-side label and it's a single sided vinyl, so it's a very plain packaging, but I think it's like crisp and it looks nice.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else. Bimbo's Corrupt Vision split flexi and tape and CD that will be coming very, very soon. I know the Bimbo side is already out, but the Corrupt Vision songs will be dropping very soon. Endless Swarm Farsass. We got the 7-inch coming in August. And then the Herota Profunda Hello Bastard split 7-inch will be finally coming out. We did a mini CD of it, but the 7-inch will finally be coming soon. So that's kind of it for current releases. Probably going to be dropping a bunch of new stuff after this month, and just starting out year 7, super strong, or year 6, year 7.
Year 7?
Be year. It'd be
2014
years.
started.
So would it be considered we're starting year 6 or we're starting year 7? I guess we'd be starting year 6.
Yeah, we're gonna be going into year 7. It'll be like 6 years and a day.
Yeah.
6.1.
Yeah. So we'll be starting out this 2020 or this year of No Time Strong. So very excited for everything coming out, and just super thankful for all the help that we're still getting from all over the place. So that's it for updates on the label. Wish we had shows to throw, but COVID.
Nothing on that.
Our guest is here, so we would like to welcome the world famous Will Butler of To Live a Lie, Tired of Everything, and Occident. Was that your other band, Will?
Yeah, Occident is no more, but I was in the band.
Did you play in Occident?
I played bass.
Did you also sing?
Not in that band, no.
But that T-shirt that says "I saw Will Butler and 3 other guys live." What band was that for?
That's for Tired of Everything.
That is for Tired of Everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Will, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Not too bad.
I did that thing where I took a nap before now. Like, I know it's a different time on your coast, but it's like 4 p.m. and it's sleepy time on this coast. So I'm trying to get caffeinated real fast so I can talk some because I'm a quiet guy.
Yeah, it's 1 p.m. right now.
Me and Fern had to sandwich this between our shifts, so he just got off his work, and then I go to work in 2 hours. So
yeah,
I turned off my phone, so if my manager tries to call me in early, I can't be like, "Oh no, I was busy."
Sorry.
So how you caffeinating yourself? You got coffee, soda? What you doing?
Yeah, I got this like cold brew concentrate I get from Whole Foods, and then I pour a little bit of creamer and a little bit of non-dairy milk in, and it makes a pretty. It packs quite a quick punch.
I'm still drinking the coffee I got from Fern's work this morning.
Everything, both of y'all, like everything that y'all are drinking would just like destroy my stomach. I would probably look like half of these album covers that you put out. Like honestly.
We with school, I after quarantine happened, I've been drinking a lot more coffee than I ever have because I only drink coffee if I have access to a restroom. So when I was out at school, I would just be drinking like energy drinks like Rockstar and like Monster and shit. So it's weird like leaving that because I really like the flavors and all of them, and like those are like super caffeinated, and like going back to plain old coffee. It's been I've been trying out like different creamers and different blends and shit. So I'm enjoying coffee again.
Coffee's a nice little pastime to get into. I haven't dug very deep, but I found sort of a combination of things that I like, and I just stick to it.
I'm one of the worst people to talk about coffee because like I'll be like, "Hey, is it free?" that's my bare minimum. Like when I enjoy coffee, like I drink it at work, and I'm like, it's the F word. It's free, man. That's all that matters.
That's your favorite blend? Free?
It could taste like shit, but if it's free. So Will, how's your label going? I say that not absolutely knowing that you always have about 20 things coming out at once.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I feel like I get stressed when things take a little longer than normal, and
yeah,
I just sent off the band Chulo from Colombia. I just sent off their discography CD.
Is it their full discography, or is it like a year to year? Is it everything?
I want to say it's everything. In the middle, so I sent it all off to the replication place, and realized I had a thought pop in my head. I'm like, oh, I should probably look into doing this on tape. And then I checked how long it was and realized that what I had in front of me was too long for the CD itself. So I actually had to have one of the band members chop down some of the intros and some of the samples out of there. So it's not fully completely inclusive, but it's as close. I mean, it's like an hour and a half of music. It's plenty of music.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
Versus, cutting it to 2 discs, paying, almost triple the price, and then I
Yeah.
understand. When Fern and I, our other band, outside of Corrupt Vision called the Insomniac Collective, I was compiling all of our tracks because I wanted to do a discography CD because nothing ever really got. We never made CDs and tapes of like our early shit, and it wasn't until about like 2 or 3 years into the band we started actually making stuff. So I was like, I just want to compile all the weird digital tracks and everything we got together, and I couldn't fit our live album and our demos on it. And I was debating. I was like, well, I could do a double CD, and then I looked into it. I was like, these demos sound awful. And the live album already had a physical release, so I was like, you know what, I'm cool with just being the more quote unquote studio tracks. So
Yeah.
CDs are limited in that range, I think.
Plus, I feel like I appreciate when bands put their demo tracks last instead of first.
Oh, same.
Because
Absolutely same.
when I hit the end, I'm like, if I'm feeling it for that day, because I usually listen to in the car, and I only end up driving for like 10 to 15 minutes usually most of the time. So
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like digging in deeper and listening to the demo tracks, and sometimes I just want to skip back to the start of the CD where the stuff is a little cleaner and more polished.
Yeah, I feel like with discography CDs, you should always put the newest, nicest shit first, and then kind of work your way back.
Yeah, usually the reverse order,
Yeah.
starting at the beginning of the newest album, seems to make sense.
Yeah. Or like you do like studio albums up first, and then maybe splits, and then EPs, and then finish with like demos and like live shit at the end. Because I otherwise it's super grueling if like you have to skip through like 20 or 30 tracks of like demo and live albums before you actually start getting to the more listenable stuff.
Right. And sometimes it's cool to hear all the splits a band has put together, especially when it's from the same session.
Yeah.
It's almost like a full length you never realized existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like how we did with Corrupt Vision, with the split that we did with Sibinak. We recorded a bunch of other songs for other splits.
Which in total is enough for at least a mini
yeah.
album. But I think our plan with that is we're gonna do. I don't know. I like the Haggis style of just always keep your tapes in press. We have the ability to just keep making the tapes. Like I don't feel like we ever really need to do a full discography thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a CD because even then I don't really sell that many CDs at shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do people still buy CDs?
I don't know.
How does
I'm about to see with doing this because I like to do replicated CDs. So you have to do, I think the minimum's 500, and the step up from 500 to 1,000 is like $100 different.
Did you buy 1,000?
This one's going to be 1,000. It's a split label release. I've got my friend Paul from Give Praise, and then I've got Grindfather also throwing in.
Well, you got the big three.
Yeah, the hookups.
You'll get them out there.
And that's for Chulo?
Yes.
I think CDs work if you're doing like the full discography thing. I think is a good way to, it's a good. I think people will buy it because really there's no other way that's gonna be able to be released. You could do like super long tapes, like you could do a C120 of that. Those get kind of hard to produce because there's so much tape in the actual shell. And when you high speed duplicate on that, it could actually like slow down because it's so heavy for the machine to spin.
I want to say my plant was having issues with their high speed duplicator, and they were doing real time, and I assume that would be very expensive at that length too.
I know a guy who makes tapes. Will, if you want, a low run of, I know a guy. Just saying.
I got you. I think
I owe you one.
So that's high on my mind just because I got that finished up yesterday. I've got a big stack of ACX DC. That's sort of like a collection LP of their newer splits and stuff.
Oracles of Death?
Yep.
Yeah. Has that been released before by the band, like on CD, and then you're actually finally, pressing vinyl?
I think I got bored and was looking at ACX DC's discography and realized that it might have come out on tape overseas.
Okay.
But sort of in a different configuration because I think it had their Mariah Carey Christmas cover on it.
Oh, the All I Want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Plus, I think a Goo Lagoon split was never fully released, so I think you guys pressed that, and then I'm assuming that's close to sold out. So it makes sense that you would, put their tracks on something else.
Yeah, I pressed that, and that sold through pretty fast.
I realize
and
it has the same art.
Yeah, which is cool art. It's worth reusing.
Yeah, I remember when those tracks were supposed to be like an EP, and it was supposed to be the record was supposed to be like the I forgot what the term is, but it's the actual piece that you would use on a Ouija board. And then the insert would be a Ouija, but I think that was supposed to come under Molotov Records, and then I think they folded, if I'm correct.
Yeah, and then I did some legwork to see if I could get a Ouija piece made at, I think I was talking to Pirates Press, and I think either the overhead price or the technical workings of doing a custom shaped vinyl, I think that ended up being just a deterrent on that
Are
one.
you gonna do like a 7-inch with a big hole and then cut it like a Ouija piece?
That was generally the thought.
Yeah.
Would Pirate Press ever do something like this?
This fucking thing.
Would you ever release a 1-inch split EP or a 1-inch vinyl?
I just did a 1-inch ACXDC best of album.
Oh yeah, that was oh shit, yeah, that's right.
Those are just toys, right?
Yeah, this looks like it's just toys too. Does this one actually play?
I cannot confirm nor deny that because it was released in Germany. It looks like.
I think
was intended as a gag, is not playable at all. It is limited to 11 copies.
I think that one's a test press.
And one test pressing. Perfect.
I think you can. I think the smallest you can get a record press with like actual like cut with music on it, I believe, is 2 inches. That would be for like a toy.
A toy?
Yeah, like if you had,
like the Japanese like really tiny ones.
Yeah, like if you needed it for like a toy or something, like I think you could technically do it because I don't, unless you had like a super intricate record turntable, I don't think you could play something that small.
God, I know which one you're talking about too.
I've seen 3-inch lathes. I think Blind Rage just did two different 3-inch lathes, and then I've seen those record players that are the like. Toys? I think they wanted the record store day like special. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
I forgot what they were called. It was made by Bandai. I know that.
No, these were like popular in Japan like years ago, and then I think Record Store Day was they're pushing for this to be like a thing.
I've actually got one, and I like it. Like it's a cool idea, and it runs on like a mini USB plug.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't sound great, but I feel like you should expect that.
I was about to say.
The songs are cut in mono, right?
I mean, it doesn't come with a stereo speaker, so I would assume so.
Like, you don't need it. It'd be. I know that you.
What about this bad boy right here? Would you ever release something on this?
Did you release a hit clip?
I don't know. I don't know the technology behind it.
Neither do I.
Our buddy Slade bought one because he was trying to reverse engineer it, and I'm like, you would have to build some sort of custom interface because you'd have to. I'm assuming it's some sort of like cheap like it's probably not even flash memory because this is from the 90s. I don't know how they did this.
Fucking hit clips. I just remember going to, just imagine you go to McDonald's and there's a fucking like Agathocles like hit clip in your Happy Meal. That's what I fucking want.
Fucking what if this is one of those things where all of the songs are pre-programmed like onto a chip in the machine, and then each one of the cards just activates that part of the chip?
Dude, there was like at least 10 of these little, the 30-second fucking, what is it, like 40 kilobytes per second audio.
the,
I
I
doubt
had
this little boombox here will be able to hold all this.
I
All
had
that, all
one,
that, all that NSYNC.
I had one, and I had an Aaron Carter song.
Oh fuck yeah!
It only
Is it?
played like 60 seconds, and then it came with an earpiece, but it was only one earbud.
That's all you need. Just 60. Wait, was it the one where he's like playing basketball with Shaquille O'Neal or something?
I think it was.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
That's his best song. All right, here's the last one. What about this bad boy here?
I thought about releasing that. So funny.
What about a tooth tune? I have no idea how this works. It plays
I
music
also
straight
had
through
one
your
of
teeth.
these.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I had one. It was I think it was All Star by Smash Mouth.
Oh hell yeah!
Sick.
Yeah, that's the best.
It
song.
works by bone conduction. It vibrates your teeth and it goes into your head.
Shut the fuck up. Does it really?
Yeah, I think that's what they said on the packaging. It could have just been yeah,
Judging from this promotional picture, I could.
Yeah, I think it was using bone conduction before people really started trying to play with that. It doesn't sound good. Like it's just straight to your head. It's such a ridiculous idea because you can't replace the fucking brush. So the thing would go. You're supposed to replace your toothbrush every month.
Yeah, you. Oh, are you? we learn everything in this fucking podcast. Yeah, you gotta get rid of the whole tooth tune. I don't want to get rid of my ACX DC tooth tune.
Well, have you ever? What's your like dream joke or like ridiculous format that you want to release on?
I mean, honestly, hit clips is of interest. I was trying to look online just now to see what the connectors look like, and I don't think I've like. It looks like there's like. It almost looks like a power connector with maybe 8 different little landing spots. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah, it's like a cheap SD card.
Oh,
Huh.
looks like hit clips coming soon.
I mean, I'm actually surprised it's not like some technology we have now, sort of like what was it? The that one Nintendo thing that was actually just a 3-inch CD. It was after the 64.
Oh, the GameCube?
GameCube.
Oh,
that was just
the
like
mini
3-inch
disc.
CD. Or maybe it's a 3-inch DVD, something like that.
I would believe it's a 3-inch DVD because I feel like you can hold more information on a DVD-R than a CDR.
Yeah. Aren't there actually? Oh, there are.
I like this hit clips. Like everything's in quotations.
Hypothetically speaking, you could listen to music through this. All right, this is what I was thinking of. It's a mini. It's a CD. It's a mini disc, but it's also a floppy disk.
Well, you did the new ACXDC album on one of these, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I've got a mini disc player, and I've made actual usable ACXDC. I get the 2 different records confused because I did some weird formats of their new full length. I don't have any of this near me, but I did a zip disc of one of them, and then I did a mini disc of the other, and they're both loaded with songs as if anyone's actually going to listen to them that way.
Josh from Destructo Music printed all the shit for you, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Nice. So on your website, on the web store, it's the drive in order to play the zip disk.
Oh yeah, so this is out of me being lazy. I know I own a zip disk player somewhere shoved in my closet, but I was too lazy to find where it actually was, so I just went on eBay and ordered myself one to make them all. And then I was like, well, someone might want to have a zip disk player and the zip disk, so I just put them together to sell, and clearly no one's bought it.
You should customize it. Maybe get like a giant, put some like To Live Life stickers on it, or an ACXDC sticker.
Get it
in one.
Yes, exactly.
Engrave it.
Y'all remember the PSP?
Yep.
Sony went full. I love it because Sony went full bore with it. I think, as far as I know, there was like a portable DVD player released in Japan that also used the UMD, and that was it.
Oh god.
Because I think they put it out, and then like solid memory or like whatever, like SD cards like just completely dropped in price. So they're like, yeah, we're just gonna do that.
Jeez.
Our power went out a couple weeks ago, and I for some reason I found my PSP the night before, and I was like, I'm just gonna charge this, and it was the only thing in my house that had power, so I literally just stayed up and like played PSP like with the power out, and I was playing it downstairs, and my mom was like, "What's that noise?" Because the thing is like a disc, and it's like spinning and grinding it, and I was like, "There's a disc in this."
How, like, all right, let's say hypothetically speaking, we do release, how to burn a PSP UMD. Well, there we go. That answered my question. It's stillworks.com. That's a good website. All right. So the next Corrupt Vision album exclusive on PSP UMD.
Do music videos with it.
Oh my God. What's the video quality on that?
I can imagine it's not terrible. Oh, you know what was awful is remember when they made they put cartoons and movies on Game Boy games?
Oh yeah, on the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah.
Damn. That's like negative 1080p quality right there.
I had one that was it was Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Ed and Eddie. It was like a couple episodes of each. I think there's like a Powerpuff Girls. It was like Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah.
And they look so awful.
Oh, I fucking bet.
It sounded terrible.
Were those official releases or someone bootlegged them like that?
Oh no,
They were
they're
it would
official.
it would be like TV shows on a Game Boy cartridge, like cartoons, and you could watch them.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, it was like
you wouldn't be mistaken.
Well, it's funny that the getting a mini disc player to work on Windows 10, connecting it up and writing to it's actually a pain in the ass.
Isn't well, mini disc isn't. It's not that old, is it?
I mean, it was around in the 90s.
Okay, I thought for some reason I thought it was more of a late '90s, early 2000s, and then the CD-ROM just took over. I guess yeah, it's a little bit older. I've watched tons of videos on them. I always forget though. Was the hope that it would be like the next portable, like it was gonna be like the next cassette?
It was fighting with the CD when I was first getting into music. So you could go to the store and you could get like Green Day Dookie on CD, or you could get it on mini disc if you had a mini disc player, because both of the formats were relatively new. And then the CD just won out. Similar to the way there was a HD DVD and Blu-rays.
Oh yeah.
HD DVD just got trampled on.
You know what's funny is I believe the Xbox 360 used HD DVDs, and that was the only reason that it ever survived.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now that is incorrect. You had to buy a whole different thing to play the HD DVDs.
Oh, I thought the discs were HD DVDs because they're like, no, we're not because the Xbox 360 is not Blu-ray, right?
It's not. No, you had to buy a completely separate peripheral to get it to play on your Xbox, and you can't even play. Oh no, on the original Xbox, it was a DVD player, but you can't play any DVDs unless you buy a TV remote specifically for the Xbox.
What? Microsoft's just very good at shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh yeah, Microsoft is they're grifters, dude.
It is funny now that the Xbox One came out and it was Blu-ray, and I was like, Sony makes a little bit of money for every game ever sold. Xbox.
Yeah, that is true.
Is the new consoles also going to be Blu-rays?
I don't know. I'm not a gamer.
Haven't looked into it.
I think I saw that you could get it with a drive or without a drive, which makes sense with people with fast internet.
Yeah, in fact do not have fast internet.
Could you imagine GameStop like getting in those consoles and realizing they don't have a disc, and it'd be like, we're literally selling like the axes to chop our heads off? When was the last time because I know, Will, you play video games. When was the last time either of you went to a store and bought like a new video game? I'm not talking like a classic retro game. I'm talking like you like went to a GameStop and you bought a video game.
Well, here's what I did in college is I got this CD or like game loader CD, and I had a PS2 and I put a hard drive in it, and I bought one of those like it was basically like Netflix for games at Blockbuster, and I would get games and I'd load them on the hard drive and then return them.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Fuck yeah.
until I trashed my PS2 doing that eventually, but before that, I don't remember. Like, it would have been a PS2 game, I'm sure, that I would have bought
Holy
in the
shit.
store.
I remember growing up. I feel like everyone knew like the one kid whose like dad had every piece of technology possible and just had like like the giant like full like the like the CD cases that you keep in your car, the big full the big booklets.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It'd just be full of just like bootleg games. I knew one kid who his dad was very good with technology, and he just his PS2 could run like just a bunch of bootleg shit, like all of it. I saw that he had like a bunch of games from like China and Japan, and they were all like poor like labels and shit. And he's like, "Yeah, it works." I'm like, "All right."
I actually got a free McBoot on my PS2, and that lets me run game backups for my PlayStation 2.
Mhm.
And
Horribly.
it is yeah, because I actually figured out I'm supposed to be using a hard drive, not a USB drive, and if I use the USB drive is not fast enough. So that's why it literally cannot play any video. Like if there's a cutscene, no, you ain't seeing that. You're seeing that in maybe 2 frames a second.
So choppy.
It's so bad. But like the games work fine, just if you'll be there for like maybe 3 minutes for like a 30-second cutscene. It's bad.
Is it because the games are running from RAM and then the videos are running from the hard? Like, how does that?
No, it's all coming from the flash drive.
Okay.
And the flash drive is not fast enough. Like if I get a hard drive, it'll all be fixed. But I'm over here just like, nah, I'm fine.
Good.
I could live with it.
We were
If it's
playing
if it's an unskippable cutscene, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
It's like if you're watching the cutscene, you will vomit.
Yeah.
Like we were playing Killzone 2, and we're like, I remember we were playing Killzone 1, and we're like, why was this the biggest game ever?
Oh yeah, that game sucked.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry if you like Killzone.
Will and I've hopped in Call of Duty Warzone a couple times. I feel bad because he actually like plays it, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm actually super good on Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is a little
The
sad.
new
'cause
one, right?
Yeah, the one from like 2016 or whatever. The only
Yeah.
reason I'm super good at that is because I wanted the Childish Gambino skin. And I was just like playing match after match, just trying to get enough credits so I could buy it. And then I bought it, and I don't even use Lando. Like I don't even play as I was just like, yep, there he is, Childish Gambino, Redbone. All right, I'm gonna go play something else now.
Was it you called me and you were like, it was like, yeah, I have to get like 80,000 credits. And I was like, how many do you have now? He's like, I have 20,000. I was like, how long have you played? You're like 40 hours. And I was like, oh my god. He's like,
Yeah,
I was like,
they only
could you
give you
just
like
buy this?
yes, $20. I could get Childish Gambino, but
It's
no.
not even. But like, is it? It's the actual. Is it?
Yeah, it's him. It's Donald Glover.
It's Donald Glover's like
Yeah.
actual like, likeness.
Yeah, it is literally him.
Welcome to the No Time Game podcast.
Yes, welcome to the Childish Gambino This Is America podcast.
Well, so when you, not to completely derail, but what were you playing in bands when you had first started to Live a Lie? What made you want to make the awful financial decision of starting a label?
Well, in regards to bands, when I was younger, I got real into skateboarding, and skateboarding got me into music. And then getting into music, I shortly after some of the kids that I skateboarded with were trying to start a punk band, so we started a band when I was like 15 and 16. I went to college, and then that sort of crushes part of your dreams about anything in life.
Yeah.
You're basically just a college person for a little while, and then I got my first computer job, which computer jobs pay pretty well, and I'm like, I started to do a label when I was in college, and then having more money, just sitting like living in a place where I paid like $216 for rent every month, and we this is when you could get wireless signals that were unlocked. Like they didn't put the crazy password on the wireless modems under the bottom. They just had no password on them, so we were stealing internet.
Hell yeah,
Our,
dude. I can relate to that.
our AC broke, so we weren't paying for AC. I don't think our heat ever worked. So we were paying like the bare
You're
minimum.
you're in North Carolina during all this.
Yeah, it
Okay.
gets hot and cold, but it's like there the heat bothers me the most, and I just sort of dealt with it. Like if you don't have AC, you have those crazy nights that are way too hot, and you just sleep under a fan and drink lots of water and take extra showers in like the coldest water you can, and bike to coffee shops during the day and stuff like that. I know it sounds like terrible, but you eventually just get sort of used to the oppressive heat.
Yeah.
Um, but then um, I became friends with the guys. Well, I guess I didn't know the guys at Magura Grind right away, but
Fuck.
uh, I knew I started talking to the other label, and he was like, "Oh, I'm working on this split, Magura Grind and Godstomper," and then I ended up like meeting Magura Grind dudes and becoming friends with them, and uh, I did that record, and that's what precipitated the label. And then since my high school band, I'd wanted to be in another band, and I played in a band that had no name, that wasn't really a genre that I wanted to be in. That we didn't play any shows when I was in college, um, and then just I I know it seems way later, but I played bass in this band like 4 or so years ago, and I don't know why there was such a big break between that and like my high school band. I'm not the best bass player. Like I'm one of those people where you have to show me the riffs again sometimes. So I don't think people will go out of their way to start bands with me. But I'm a serviceable musician. And then my current band, they were looking for a bass player and a singer, and I think they were expecting me to come and want to play bass, and I'm like, actually, I'm trying to just show up and be a singer. So I had to get my vocal chops down and feel comfortable behind a mic, and then feel comfortable in front of people. And I mean, I'm 30 something at this point, and it's definitely a sort of anxious for someone who's quiet like me, and I don't like to be the center of attention. But it's fun. It's not my favorite thing to do, but
Yeah.
I mean, someone has to be the singer. Um, and I guess that's me in this band
You
right now.
Yeah.
do you like fronting? Have you enjoyed it? You know, stepping out of your comfort zone.
It's it's fun. I mean, it's a combination of things, and it happens quickly. I don't know how to feel with people looking at me and not like moving around. Like it's
Yeah.
we're a hardcore punk band. Like it's there've been plenty of times where we've played where people are like push pitting and having fun or bobbing their heads. It's those times where everyone's dead still and looking at you, or that it
Yeah.
feels really awkward.
Those are the worst.
I think that definitely gets compounded when you're on the floor with people and you're
Yeah.
just like you're stuck screaming into like just people standing around and you're like for me I when I started fronting Corrupt Vision, um, because the only other band that I had done was Insomniac Collective, where I had a actual instrument, quote unquote. You know, I had the washboard, so I was able to like hide behind something. It
Hmm.
gave me something to focus on while I was also singing. But with like Corrupt Vision, I had to learn to like me standing still was like the worst thing I could do because that's when you like look the most awkward and like the most like uncomfortable. And I remember I was watching this band that was opening for our friends in this band called the Night Gaunts. And the lead singer just stood on stage with his hand in his pocket and like looking down into the microphone. And I was like watching it. I was like, I never want to do that. Like, I was like, I want to at least like I can fuck up singing. I want to be interesting. Like I was like, I can't just look like awkward and scared. So like ever since then, I'm like, I need to start like moving more and shit. Like, even at practice, like I practice like hopping around and like moving and shit. which I don't know if Fern appreciates or not.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
You're too
Like-
focused drumming.
Oh yeah, I gotta play these blast beats.
I feel like a lot of my mental inspiration is the fact that like Milo from the Descendants is just an underdog of a person,
Yeah.
and like he would the early years you would see him in videos with his like hand in his back pocket, and he just would be like sort of looking out in the crowd but not really moving, and he just was there. But like everyone loves those songs now.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes some watching some underdog bands like that to just be like, well, like he started out this way, and I mean it's an evolution. Like you learn. I eventually realized that youth crew jumps are sort of like kick flips. So I mean I haven't skated in like 10 years, but it feels really comfortable to throw my like legs out, and I realized that I could do it. There's a house venue that have a lot of the cool shows in Raleigh here, and uh, I learned that even though the clearance isn't very high, as long as I'm not near the one light that's down there, I can pull off youth crew jumps. And when people start to just stare at me, I'll just end up pacing around and then doing youth crew jumps, and it's my process now, and that's that's where I'm at.
That's the one thing that I miss from like when I used to play bass and play guitar, the fucking youth crew jumps. Like, god damn, I miss that so much. Also, when I don't know, it's weird to explain, but when you're singing, you're holding the mic and then you point, that's sick as shit too. And then like when you wrap the mic cord around your hand and then you put the mic in front of someone else and they don't know the words but they just scream, that's also fucking sick. I think that's like if any of those three things happen, or if it's a combination of those three things, which like it's like a youth crew jump, but he points but also gives the mic to someone. Hella rad. I love that band immediately. I will buy a 1-inch vinyl from them.
I would really was heartbreaking for me was like our last couple shows that we played with Corrupt Vision. It got to the point where people like knew the words to our songs.
Oh yeah.
And like
That's cool
they would
as
like
hell.
they would sing along to them, and like they would like take the mic and shit from me. And I was like, oh my god, this is like it's actually happening. Like we had been playing for 3 years, and I was like, oh my god, it's like people know us. Like and it's not like just like our friends who like would go to all our shows and know our words anyway. Like it was strangers, and I was like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I remember specifically at the last show while I was playing and I saw that happen, I was like, fuck, I hope there's not a global pandemic or anything. That'd be insane. That'd be awful. And fucking shit. Here we are.
And then like 5 days later, we're like, oh, we can't go to school anymore.
No, 5 days later, the Gabe canceled Zesta Grande.
Canceled Zesta Grande.
And then I remember thinking, damn, why am I still going to school?
Yeah, it was we were hosting our buddy Paul. He was doing his like solo act, and he was from New Zealand, and he was doing like this little run of shows in the States. And he did it literally the last possible weekend you could have ever gotten away with doing that. Like if it was the next week, he would have been stuck here.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
He lucked out. The band that he was on tour with, their tour got canceled real quick. But yeah, he lucked out. But he ended up getting lost in New Zealand or stuck in New Zealand for like 2 months because of the virus, and he was finally able to go back to the UK, where he was living at the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, are you bummed that you're not in California right now, Will, standing arms crossed watching a bunch of grind bands?
Would it be this weekend? Well,
yeah, we would today's the last day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I would have just been waking up right now, probably.
We would have been probably opening his time cube.
Dude, I probably would have had like 5 Agathocles splits like right now, like in my hand. I probably would have put out an Agathocles split by now.
Hey, wait a minute.
Well, how many Agathocles splits do you own?
I probably only have like a dozen.
Just a dozen. Do you got any like rare ones, like any like super rare or like hollow foils or whatever? Do you have any of them signed?
I don't think so.
Damn.
They came and played up in New York, and I thought about going up there, but I was always more into Unholy Grave, and I got to see them twice, and
Ooh.
them live is a totally different thing than their recordings too. They sound like a death metal band live. It's
What?
awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know how they record so poorly and sound so big live.
Well, I that's just like the audio aesthetic of just grindcore in general. Like I've heard some fucking atrocious recordings, but I'm just like, yo, this is fucking sick.
Someone needs to send them a Zoom recorder or something.
Get it straight to hit clips, please. That's what I want.
It's funny. It's like a grind band will sound, not great recorded, and you watch them live and you're like, yo, they're fucking sick. And then you go to their Bandcamp and I'm like, I don't want to listen to this.
Oh, dude, that has happened. I won't say any names, but that has happened a couple times where I'm just like, can I just go back to the show? Is that cool?
Will, when you started pressing records, so you've been in the game for it's 2005.
Yep.
15
so years.
Are you planning? Has your 15-year already passed? I feel like I'm getting a little nostalgic because it's our 6th year. But have you done anything for your 15-year? What are you planning? Do you have anything crazy?
I did shirts that said 15 years on them. I think I did pre-orders for them earlier this year, and then overran that pressing of shirts with some tie-dyed versions of that.
Nice.
I'm around my 200th release, and I'm working on I think because of budget constraints, it's going to be a series of cover tapes, hardcore bands doing covers of whatever, and I've gotten about a dozen songs, so it's about ready to go.
So fun fact about No Time, we're close to also our 200th release, and I had to blow past No Time 100 because I had this grand idea of all the bands on the label covering each other, and I had a big drawing like 2 years ago of like, hey, this band's gonna cover this band and this band's gonna cover this band, and then no one did it. So I think the plan right now is we're gonna take the covers that we do have. And originally I was just gonna do like a tape because it was gonna be like 40 tracks long, but I think we only have about like 5 or 6. Corrupt Vision has to finish one up, and then we got one more coming, and I think we're just gonna do like a low run of like 10-inch lathes or something.
Yeah,
cool.
Because the other thing is like I wanted it out before 200, and as we're right now, I have up till 188 planned. So I was like, I need to get that going now.
Will, do you like 4-way splits?
It's a strange format, but I've got one in the works right now, so I can't really crap on them.
Dang.
Is that the one with Race
Trader? Yeah.
That's 2 7-inches, right?
Yep.
Is it gonna be folded together? Is it gonna be like a gatefold type thing, or is it gonna be two 7s in a bag?
That's a great question. I threw money in on it, and I don't remember what the packaging was supposed to look like at this point because I'm not in charge of it. I'm just the money guy.
Let's just see what happens.
I think I like 3-way splits better than 4-way splits because they're a little more awkward. But they also make more sense because like a split 7-inch is clearly 2 bands, and then 3 bands is weird, but then 4 bands is like, well, that could have been 2 splits, 7-inch splits.
Yeah.
And then a 5-way split is just a comp at that point.
So is your cutoff for split at 4 as well?
I would say.
At what point do you call it a comp?
I mean, 6 is definitely a comp. I feel like that's clearly there. I'd say 5 is debatable.
I wanted to put out with Fern and I's noise band. I wanted to put out a comp, but call it a 25-way split.
That'd be funny.
Because I always see like a bunch of friends posting like, oh, here's a 10-way split. I'm like, that's a comp.
Yeah, you can't lie to me.
when you started pressing records and CDs back in 2005, was it much cheaper than it was now?
It was way cheaper. I want to say the Rhino Charge record for 500 of them was $900.
Oh
my
my
God.
god. That's a
what was
7-inch, right?
Yes.
What was the turnaround time on that?
It was probably not too different than now.
Oh, really?
Prior to record store day being much of a thing, so probably like a month and a half at most.
You get a record in a month and a half?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I wait 14 weeks.
Yeah, record store day is trashed like everything lately.
Oh my god! Yeah.
All the like OSTs being pressed to vinyl that don't need to be there.
Fuck.
You need a Sharknado soundtrack? How about the Sharknado 2 soundtrack?
I think I
Okay.
only have one soundtrack on vinyl. I think I only have the Crow soundtrack.
I have well, my girlfriend has. Have you ever heard of Over the Garden Wall? It's a cartoon on Cartoon Network. She has that on 2 vinyls. It's a 2 vinyl set. But every time I go in a program, which is a record shop by where we live, yeah, there's a lot of soundtracks that like don't need to exist.
You could get the Sharknado 2 soundtrack on CD, but not on vinyl. I put out the only soundtrack I owned for a time was the Hotline Miami soundtrack. Hotline Miami
shit.
2. But then I needed money and I sold it on Discogs for $300.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit.
People fucking wanted it.
I feel like I would buy Judgment Night soundtrack, and that's about the only one I can think that I'd go on my way to buy.
The film?
That's the one with all the like rap rock crossover tracks.
Oh fuck!
Oh fuck. I know which one you're talking about. As soon as you said that, I was like, "Oh, new metal? I'm there."
Well, what new metal band do you stand?
What one do I stand behind? What?
Yeah, what one do you would you go to bat for?
There's a couple. Like I grew, so just like my evolution through bands has been an evolution. Like I feel like I got caught in the different scenes of the towns that I've been in, and growing up, the DIY that existed in my town was metalcore. So
yeah.
like one of my first concerts was Converge, Cave In, Dillinger Escape Plan, this local North Carolina band called Azazel, and another local band called From Here On. Which I want to say From Here On went on to have members in Between the Buried and Me.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
One of the best bands growing up that was metalcore was this band called Prayer for Cleansing. I don't know if they like. I know there was the whole metalcore revival like 10 years ago where people discovered all these like unknown metalcore bands and decided they were the best thing they've ever heard. So I don't know if y'all have heard of Prayer for Cleansing, but that band was pretty fun back in the day. There was a band called Undying that was really good, like a vegan metalcore band. And I think there's still a band. I think Zayo's still a band. They were a fringe Christian, not anymore Christian band.
Like enough to play at church.
Probably. They had their CDs in like the Christian section of stores, I think. But I randomly met one of their old guitar players who said that he was never a Christian, even though he was in the band during the height of the band. So I think it's sort of a like maybe the singer was super Christian and got them on that wavelength, and I think they were on a Christian label, or maybe they were on Trustkill or Equal Vision. I can't entirely remember.
Because I know Christian metalcore was like fucking huge. Isn't Zao a Christian band? Or like they were?
That's what I was talking about, but I don't know if I pronounced their name wrong. I pronounced it Zayo. I don't know if it's
Zayo?
Zal.
I
Yeah.
thought it was Zao, but then again, I'm not going to college and y'all are.
For you're in school.
No, I'm not. You can't call this school.
This isn't real. I'm done in 2 weeks. That's fucking insane to me.
So is Christian metalcore like big on the East Coast?
Yeah. I can't think of other Christian metalcore bands, but I feel like
That was because like I know the East Coast is mostly known for like, especially in like the early 2000s, like early to mid 2000s, like you mentioned, like Converge and the Dillinger Escape Plan, like those bands are like huge over there. But over here, God, I don't know, metalcore wasn't really that big. It wasn't like super like
I
well
feel like
known
the
around that
surface
time.
level. I feel like the surface level stuff, but people were listening. I think more to trying to think like Attack, and
that's
shit
unfortunate.
shit here. Like in high school, I don't know who Converge was until I went to college.
Oh, I remember my friend told me, he was like, "Hey, you should check out Converge," and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Then he was like, "You should, if you should check out the Dillinger Escape Plan," and I was like, "This is even worse." Now I fucking love them so much. I still can't get into like the stuff that, because when I was in high school in like 2000, no, when I was in middle school, that's when God, what was that fucking band? They were an easy core band. A Day to Remember? Is that them? Let me look that up. A Day to Remember. Yep, that's them. Yeah, A Day to Remember, and like all those easy core, like Warped Tour type bands, like Attack of Mice and Men. Those were getting super big, and they were and a lot of people were saying they were metalcore. So I always associated like that
Same.
kind of like scene-ish Warped Tour with metalcore, and I've never listened to like Marauder or like Earth Crisis and stuff like that because I heard metalcore and I was like, I'm good.
That I think is what happened to me. I always just assumed it with like the Warped Tour usuals, and I was like, this is lame.
I mean, I think there's just I think there was a resurgence. Like I would almost like categorize Attack as like scene screamo stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when I was in college in Raleigh, screamo was the DIY. So like bands that sound like Usurp Synapse and stuff like that were playing house shows, and that was the sort of the scene at the time. And I honestly don't really miss it. I've always just I've identified with being punk, and like I feel like that's a little bit of a extrapolation of punk.
So you wouldn't be like at one of those shows. Did you ever go to like those shows like that?
I mean, that was what the DIY was here, so that's what I was going to, just because that's what was.
You had nothing else to do.
Did you ever go to a Warped Tour?
I did not.
What?
Never been. Oh man,
I have. I went like every year for like 4 years.
You took me to one, and it was when I was like, I think that was like my peak ska phase. Peak, like I fucking love third wave, and I think we saw, God, it was like the Real Big Fish, Aquabats, D, and then I remember having dying from heat stroke during Goldfinger, and they only played 5 songs in half an hour because they spent like 10 minutes shoving a Twinkie up the singer's ass, and I was like, I fucking never want to see Goldfinger again. And I think at that point I was like, I think I'm done with ska.
Every band you just named, I fucking hate now. Like all of those Aquabats are fucking terrible. Don't worry, I could cut all this out. You know what? No, leave it in. Fuck the Aquabats. They're fucking garbage, dude. They're same with Real Big Fish. They're fucking terrible.
I remember you and I went and saw Real Big Fish twice a year on the dot for like 3 years. And there was a time where they came to they were playing the House of Blues in Anaheim, and I just saw it and I was like, I'm good. I don't need to go. I've seen it. And at that point I was like, yeah, I'm next phase.
I'm fucking done with ska.
Have
you ever had a ska phase, Will?
You could tell.
I could cut this out if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. I'm open. The first concert I ever went to was in '98 because I just looked it up because I was thinking about ska. So I was 15 in '98. I went to the Ska Against Racism tour.
Wow, really?
Yep.
That was
Um,
what Chinky's MU33.
Less Than Jake, Mustard Plug, Toasters, Five Iron Frenzy, MU330, Blue Meanies, and a Japanese ska band
Yeah,
called Community.
Kimuri. Yeah, holy
That band was
shit.
sick.
Oh my god.
That's a fucking lineup right there.
I do remember that Community was wearing like winter camo overalls.
Like all the members?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah. When I saw Kimuri play, they played in Fullerton, and I went to go see them play. And the singer had a black shirt and these black and white checkered pants or checkered shorts. And then I was following them on Facebook, and every single picture that they posted of different places, he's wearing the exact same thing.
Sick.
And I was
You know
like,
who-
that's some fucking crust punk shit right there. And then they
You know who-
released a music video. Guess what the fuck he was wearing? A black
Black
shirt with
shirt.
those exact same shorts. And I was like, this is like, I hope he
So
watched it.
he either has like 10 pairs of each, or it's the same thing.
Japan does have Costco, so it is a thing. You can't buy in bulk in Japan.
So you know who also did that was Stizza. For 3 years, I saw him in the same Los Crudos shirt, the same vest, and the same pants.
I know the fucking vest you're talking about. Dude.
Every show, it didn't matter if he was doing it was like a secret DIY thing. If he was at the observatory, it was the same outfit.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
he has it in like a promo shirt, like a promo photo. I was like, I think he only owns like one shirt.
It's like when you put out the good china out for your nice guests. I gotta bust out the nice Los Crudos shirt.
I bet he was also wearing it when he was sleeping in our practice space.
Yes. Oh, side note, Stizza slept in the place that we practiced every now and then.
We rented the room and we knock on the door, and then Fern calls me. He's like, Stiz is in there. I'm too nervous, and I was like, tell him to wake up. I want to practice.
Like literally sleeping. He had a fuck. He had like a laser disc like mounted on the wall, and I was like, what the fuck is? I don't remember. I think it was the Green Mile. I could be wrong. Stizza, if you're listening, what was that laser disc? And
I hope Stiz is not listening.
I fucking hope he is, because I literally had to wake him up, and he was like, "Oh, sorry, I'll set up your room right now." And I was like, "Oh, this is the room that we're practicing in." It's like, "Oh, you could just take room 2." And then he just set up my drum set, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I used to like your band. Like, it was so weird.
Then now he's a fucking boomer.
Oh yeah.
He's every day is just like, is he gonna shoot himself in the foot even more?
He's gonna amputate his foot at this point.
Oh, is he one of those Michael Graves Republican punks?
No, he's not that bad, but he's threatened his ex bandmates and ex girlfriends' lives on the Leftover Crack like Facebook page. Like, did a long ranty post. And then he also posted that he was mad that he wasn't allowed to like lead a march in New York because he wasn't black, and he was like trying to like make it because he was like Jewish, and it was like, oh my fucking god.
Like, it made no sense at all.
Mm.
Also, can we get a hell yeah for Trapped only selling 500 records?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, here's the thing. That's probably what like any band of that caliber would probably sell right now, because who the fuck's going out and buying a CD? Wait, unless that was counting streams, then that's just fucking sad.
Yeah, it's
Didn't Robin Thicke only sell like 50 copies of his new record on Australia or something?
yeah.
It was like the most it was the most like pitiful fucking like album release ever. Like, I think he sold like 1,000 records worldwide.
You would think right now would be a perfect time to put out an album and have people out of their boredom buy it.
Yeah. Stream it, or, just something to, pick up. I think, are you worried how music promotion and how just like operating as a band is going to change because of COVID?
It's a worry, but I mean, this is where we are as a global people. Like,
Yeah.
that it's a worry, but I don't know what else can be done at the moment.
Or maybe not a worry, but do you feel like, do you think anything major is going to change in regards to like how a band operates? Like, do you feel like shows are going to be different? Do you feel like music promotion is going to be different because of it?
I mean, I don't see how shows are possible for the near future.
Yeah, same.
So I don't know. The interesting thing is I feel like, and I feel slightly bad in this aspect, is since all of this, my mail order has been slammed, and I feel bad because I'm wondering if those sales that I'm getting are people not shopping at mom and pop stores because they're not open during this.
Yeah, and then they don't have the it's just they have money to spend on music, and instead of going to their local record shop every Saturday, they're shopping around online.
Yeah, and they might be going for good deals, and I try to price my stuff fairly cheap. So hopefully I'm not sniping good places sales, but I'll just
Yeah.
imagine that I'm stealing sales from like Best Buy or something like that.
Well, I go to Best Buy to get my Bastard Noise records.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Are there any shows happening in your area?
There was a semi-unannounced practice space show for friends and girlfriends that I they asked people not to film, and I guess someone filmed part of it, and there was an outcry on the internet about how irresponsible that was. So I would say there's probably going to be no shows. Yes.
Really? There was
see,
someone actually like pointed out that there was an issue with it? Because there's a bar like close to us that's throwing shows all the fucking time.
which is wild to me because it's like you literally cannot be open.
Yeah, like you cannot have this many people, but they're
Now,
fucking open. They have shows all the time. Nobody says anything because they're all like
now,
the older punks as well.
Mm.
now, if cops in your area are not going to come shut you down, you could do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter what the mandate is. If no one's going to come and tell you to stop, you don't have to stop. It's
Yeah.
Orange County. It's Republican as fuck. I feel like most people here don't really understand the severity of the actual like virus, including punks. You would think that they would be more level-headed, but no, they're a lot of local bands here are fucking playing shows right now.
Yeah.
We've had to be very outspoken about, hey, don't do this.
Yeah, I kind of got into I was gonna say Twitter argument. I got into an Instagram argument, which is kind of worse, I guess, with this one dude because he was like, "Hey, I'm playing a show at this place," and I was like, "Why? Don't do that." Then he messaged me like a big like fucking long. I made him type a fucking dissertation, and he told Tommy, I believe, that we're not playing the show. Yesterday, I found out he actually did play the show, so fuck that guy.
So I'll see you all at This Is Hardcore in August then.
Oh fuck
Oh hell
yeah.
yeah! See us there now. Are they just blissfully like hopeful, like just like it'll be fine, or have they just not? Did they just like go AFK and not formally announce that it's not happening?
That's a wonderful question.
All right, I'll see you there.
That's in 2 weeks.
Yes,
Booking
I
my
will be
ticket.
there.
I saw a photo of what an airplane looks like right now. They have wings. No, everyone had like the face shields and then the like an actual mask on. I was like, nah, I don't need to go on a plane right now. It was like last week we were talking about how I thought it was a little shitty that Fest was pretty much kept announcing bands for October and like expecting people to like pre-order tickets, and then they resended it like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, why did you keep promoting it? I they almost sold out of tickets, and then they're like, well, you could parlay them till next year or get a refund, and I was like, why did you just not cancel it? I don't know,
Yeah, it's
go to
ridiculous.
shows. That's the whole point of this.
I
Stop
don't
playing
know.
shows.
Maybe it's a great idea to have a fest and just have no one show up and have bought tickets. Like maybe it's a good scam.
There is
Now,
no ticket. There is no show.
Now, Will, we did touch on this last week for people listening from last week. But Will, how do you feel about or you know what I'm posting?
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Well, how do you feel about
my
this?
favorite show. How does this make you feel?
It's hard to read.
Good.
Yes, it is.
My eyes don't know where to look first.
Maybe to the bottom with the Metallica cover band, or
Sick.
maybe the Thunderstruck America's AC/DC.
Damn, did I miss this? Oh, that was this weekend.
Did it happen though? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. Who
Bill,
do
do you want to
in
know what
Ringgold,
do you want to know?
Wisconsin?
Do you want to know what the name of the festival was originally called?
I can't tell what the name of it's here. I guess it's Root to Ozfest or something.
No.
Herd Immunity Fest.
Oh yeah, I did see a post about that.
Yeah, they changed it to 3-day mini fest afterwards.
Because Hollow Point dropped off.
Fuck.
This looks like every shitty local promoter bar show flyer ever.
Who's Spoonge? What is a Spoonge just in general?
One's like, yeah, hey, what should we call the band name? Got a bunch of sponges. No,
it's Sponge, my man. Oh my god, dude. I made their name cool by saying Spoonge. Sponge? No, it's
Well, isn't there that Australian ska band that's Sponge, but it's spelled with a U and then like a G with an umlaut over it?
yes. God.
That's enough ska for Will.
Oh my, no, we got to talk about Sponge. What the fuck who is Sponge?
Well, after adding me on Facebook, has like your like amount of ska posts like gone up like exponentially?
I think I've just hid them all.
Like, I don't need to see you block any mention of ska, checkers, horns, fun.
I mean, that's what I fucking do.
The only ska band I want to hear about is Skrull.
Oh, the
Fuck yeah.
Skrull.
Fuck yeah.
They are super sick.
And real reggae.
Yes, real reggae, my favorite ska band.
There's Jesus Egg from Ohio, which is like a grindcore ska band.
I saw that band Scarp once.
Oh, not ska at all.
I want to say they have Scarp parts.
Might. I know that's Stiz's favorite band ever. I know that because one of his only shirts is a Scarp band. Scarp
Oh
shirt.
my god. Have you heard of Leper?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you might like him. Oh
Leper's
wait, do you like ska?
I like it okay. Like I'm open minded. I'll honestly still listen to Less Than Jake if I want to get a little happy for a moment. You know, like there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I fucking love Less Than Jake. Yeah, you should check out Leper. You might like them. They're pretty damn good. Have you heard of this band called Corrupt Vision?
I heard they're not very good.
Damn, you're right though. Okay. So there's this band called Steel Stud. You should check them out.
Stop.
You should you should get them on To Live a Lie.
Is Slade messaging you right now?
No, but I'm messaging him. I'm telling him that I'm doing God's work right now.
He'll message me out of the blue and be like, "Hey, have you heard of this band Steel Stud?" I'm like, "I fucking hate you, Slade. Stop." Steel Stud is his My Little Pony theme band.
Oh, nice.
It's Ramones core, and it's fucking terrible.
It is very hard to listen to.
Like it's more unlistenable than like Harsh Noise. Well, I'm watching your live stream right now. How long has this been going for?
Oh, I forgot it's going. I don't know when it wasn't going.
Now it says it started July 9th, but I'm just assuming that was, either a power outage or some sort of refresh or something. But I feel like you've run this for a while.
Yeah, I don't think anyone watches it. It's in the room that's behind where I am, and it's probably been going since the beginning of this year at least.
Holy
now,
shit.
Is that your storeroom? Like, is that is that where your records are?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a almost like a warehouse room, but it's just my second bedroom in my house here.
Did you block out the windows so there's no sunlight?
Not on purpose. I think the empty record boxes go that high.
Good. I can see now that you are very much a proponent of a double boxing because you just need to get rid of them.
Yeah. I mean, I keep any good boxes I get. Like,
I do too, and my girlfriend I don't think appreciates them all over the floor.
Oh,
No,
dude,
and
what is up with like us record collecting people and just like the appreciation of nice boxes? Because I fucking love just boxes. And yes, my girlfriend also fucking hates it. She's looking at me right now. She's looking at a box that I have on the floor right now.
All
She-
of No Time fits in my bedroom.
well, give it
Kind of.
9 more years.
I gotta, if people bought our tapes, hint, hint, I could have more room. But actually, I think it's finally spilt out to the family room. But my mom's been out of town for the last 2 months, so she hasn't really had to kick in boxes and shit.
I got one question. How can someone get on to Live Alive record?
How about cold call, Facebook message you with a sketchy SoundCloud link?
Only if there's like no communication of what it is. You just have to like expect for me to know that you want me to put it out. Here's a link, and that's it. That really gets me going to put out a release.
Here's the link. 12-inch, please.
What's I saw you post about that today. What is the worst give me money to put out my record email you ever got? You don't have to name names, but what was there anything specific about a specific email that made you go, I fucking hate this person?
There was a guy on Facebook, and this is most of the reason why you can't Facebook message the To Live a Lie account at all. Who messaged me his material, and he's like, "When can you put out?" And I was like, well, I don't really have money to press this in any kind of way. And he's like, well, you can just press to CDR, that cheap. And I was like, I appreciate that. Like, I understand it's cheap, but I can't. And he's like, so when can you do this? And at that point, I was just like so angry at having had to be nice for like a couple different messages that I just figured out how to turn off messaging completely. And that's where that stood. I know that seems like that should be like, okay, well, there's a language barrier issue, and maybe he was a little pushy, and that wasn't a big deal. But for some reason, it just set me off. Like sometimes I work a day job. I work 40 hours a week. Plus, this obviously takes a good amount of time, and if it's a busy week, I might have 24 orders, and some of those might be large orders, and I might be like dead tired on Sunday, which is when I should be rested up. And sometimes people just hit me at the wrong times where I'm just like, it just makes me angry. Like that's why I try to get people to send me an email with tracks and point me towards the best tracks, and I sit down and listen to them when I have a lot of free time and I feel very like good and open to music. But when people try to direct message me stuff, or they get pushy, or hey, you haven't checked out my band, I emailed you a link a month ago, it's like I understand that that's a long time, and maybe you hope that I'm gonna sign you or put out that record or whatever, but it just for one guy, it's a lot of work, and sometimes I get worn down.
Is there any at least rules, not publicly, but anything you follow of like, yeah, I feel like I want to work with this band? Like, is there any certain notes that a band has to hit for you to want to throw a bunch of money at them, or is it kind of just if you like it, you like it, and you'll go with it?
I mean, it's normal things like you run a label, so you've seen the same things. If you have heard a band, like if you keep seeing people post about how sick this band is, or etc., or there's like a bigger website whose music news website that's written about them, it sort of like perks your ears up. And then sometimes that band writes you to do their record. Like I saw a big write up about Neckbeard Death Camp, and they had emailed me like a couple weeks before, and I'm like, oh, this is actually cool that this is so political. But then I think that's when they got picked up by Prosthetic, which was honestly probably a better deal for them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. for us, I feel it's I like working with bands that want to be bands, and I know that's a weird statement to say, but to me there's there's a difference between like, yeah, we're gonna play a couple local shows and record something in our garage versus like we're gonna tour, we're gonna make merch, we're gonna go to a studio, we wanna do this, and I'd rather put my energy and money and effort towards a band that actually wants to like be a band, And I'm not saying that you need to tour like 2 months out of the year, but like if you got to put the effort, being a band should be something important to you.
Right.
Um, I've worked with so many dead ends and burnouts at this point where it's just like my efforts and time should could have been used better elsewhere. That's I think like the biggest thing is like if you tour and you have a solid recording and you're not assholes, I definitely think a lot of labels want to play ball with you. So I guess that's advice to anyone listening to this.
Yeah, I think lots of labels start out with, "Hey, can you tour on this album if I put this out?" And or have you started touring and developed a fan base? I'm a little strange in the fact that I look just at the music and see if it hits me a certain kind of way because
Yeah.
um I can't know everything about a band like say from California. Like I can't say that they're touring all over the place or I mean I guess they probably have tour dates online, but
Yeah.
if they're playing the cool local shows or if they're playing like open mic nights, like I mean, I can't tell that's the quality of shows or if there are people showing up to the shows they're playing. But if the
Yeah.
music just hits me right, that's where it starts at. And then if the obviously there's bonus if they have cool artwork or etc. I know that's not the biggest thing, but having like an aesthetic is nice to like start to understand a band that you may have never heard until that point. And having a good political message, like clearly, like for me, if some band was a vegan band, that would perk up my ears some, as
Yeah.
that would play into my interests.
What you want on your label, what you want to be associated with.
Yeah, I mean the Neckbeard Death Camp Terminal Nation split is a very like they've got like a like fuck La Migra and stuff like that, like very politically left, like uh it's clearly a non-Republican album, like
Yeah.
which maybe like during the Obama years you're like, oh whatever, but like this day and age, that's what
Important.
resonates with me, and it's the time to have political bands right now.
Yeah. For us with No Time, I think because of I know that this is absolutely the same in North Carolina, especially in I think Charlotte. Bands being like outwardly anti-fascist to me, I think, is one of the most important things that we could bring into the label at the moment.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact of like Orange County's location, like history with like the KKK, it's like to me, I feel like every Orange County band, at least punk, needs to be outwardly anti-fascist and outwardly like outspoken about that kind of shit right now. I think it's just it's something that's important and it sends a message to the scene of like, hey, these people are not fucking welcome here. So that's kind of what I look for with like, I guess ideology or like messaging wise when I bringing in a band into the No Time fold.
Yeah, that's definitely important. And with the president trying to label, well, I guess he technically did label it a terrorist organization, but um, I've claimed straight edge since I was little, so I guess I've been in a terrorist organization for a while, per the government. So
Yeah.
uh,
Fun fact, Will, both Fern and I are straight edge.
Hell yeah.
nice. I mean, I just
I,
drank I just drank a bunch of caffeine, so I guess you could question me a little bit in my beliefs, but
Don't
we
worry.
just talked about
I'll play that fucking sound clip of fucking Ian McKay's like, I'm just drinking iced tea.
the tell your friend fuck you.
Yeah, that one. Exactly.
Um, it's like we both started the podcast about drinking lukewarm bangs and uh, chugging Rockstar to go to school. So you're in good company.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
What's next for To Live a Lie? Any releases? Not that we have to wrap up right now, but what is anything on the horizons you're very excited about? I know you talked about Chulo. Uh, anything you can talk about?
If you saw my Instagram today, I made a vague post about something related to Man is the Bastard Noise, which I'll just let that sort of hang out there and marinate. That's going to be something cool. I could probably talk about it, but I'm just gonna like
He's gonna,
I like to leave the mystery out there. So
he's gonna leave it at that.
yep. I'm looking at my own webpage because I'm I'm forgetting some of this. Gasp, the weirdo power violence band from the 90s. I've got a 7-inch that's been sort of in the making for like a year now, or maybe 2 years. I've had vinyl for it for like 8 months, but it's gonna have some screen printing on the poly bag, so it's been some effort to find something that would last in people's record collections.
Yeah, like
And
actual plastic.
I've had records that have had the poly bags screen printed that wipe off as soon as you file them away. So uh, that will be out eventually after that. After we accomplish the actual screen printing part of it. Uh, Needle from DC, I did their tape and that sold through, and I'm doing a 7-inch pressing of that.
Nice.
I
had one or two of those in, and they sold fairly quickly.
Yep. I think I have one tape sitting around at this point. I've got a couple tapes in the work. A band called Spy. That's one of the guys from World Peace.
Dorland and Temptation 87. Yeah, those are that's the homies. I think Cody's in that band. My Heck Dorland friend.
Cool. I've had, for some reason, people seem very interested in including like online music websites, and they've asked me a bunch of questions, and I'm just like, I don't know. The one guy that's the other guy in World Peace I talk to sometimes asked me to do it, and he's the only person I know in the band. They didn't even have a Bandcamp until recently. So
That's what you want, though. You want the vagueness.
Yeah, it's that what's it called? Mystery Guy Hardcore. Mystery Guy Power Violence.
No merch, no music, nothing. You know who's really good at that was Magnum Force.
I mean, I feel like they did it just because they like, not to talk crap on them. Some bands just want to be bands and they just want to play music, and I feel like they were a band that just played music and might not have been necessarily great at like putting it online or some of that stuff. Similar with that band Mind is Prison. Like, some of these bands just want to play music, maybe put out a record, and that's where it hits. I've got a decent amount of stuff marinating.
I saw that it's Summer of Tapes for you. I know that you just put out was it X Brain X?
Yeah, I did a tape pressing of that LP/CD that I did 10 years ago. Surprisingly, I only have sold maybe a dozen off the top of that.
Nice.
Yeah, I did 100. I feel like music and the scene sometimes has short memories, and like, I know most people know like the OG bands in certain genres. Like, everyone listens to like Spaz and No Comment, but maybe forgets other stuff. And I feel like this band is on the precipice of being forgotten. So I figure I should get something back in print for them. So it's that on cassette, because cassettes are fairly easy and inexpensive to do a shorter run of.
Yeah.
You have I think. Do you have anything planned with Tired of Everything?
I'm trying to get us together to record a cover song for my covers comp. I we're sort of we're a weird collection of people, and our interests go in all kinds of different directions. So it's hard to land on a cover. I brought up two like easy hardcore songs that I thought would fall in my vocal range fine, which is Black Fat Flag, Nervous Breakdown, and Antidote, Real Deal. Like just simple, like people generally know these songs, kind of hardcore songs. And then I brought up a oddball song, which is a Lady Gaga song. Just because I realized one day, like my girlfriend really likes Lady Gaga, and like I appreciate it, but I realized one of her songs has the phrasing to be a good hardcore song.
Oh, what is it? What is
Perfect
it?
Illusion.
That's a good band name.
That wouldn't be a bad band name either. But it's got just really staccato, like I'm not like it's got good staccato, not much in a phrasing uh song parts where I can see it being a good hardcore song. So I think we're trying to put together the music part of that to record hopefully on Saturday, and then I'll go back and do vocals on it.
So are you
Oh, nice.
actually gonna do the Lady Gaga song?
That's the last I heard from my band, but during so again, like I appreciate all the members of my band, but I don't think they're all self-starters. So I don't know that they're going to put together a cover song with us not being in the same room together.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but I'm hoping that happens here with what the plan is. So I will have to report back on that.
Is there a theme to the covers album, or is it just like covers?
I just thought it'd be cool to do whatever cover you like to do. Send me a cover that you've recorded, as long as it
Sounds good.
sounds like as long as it sounds like it's in like a hardcore, grindcore, or whatever, like a To Live Alive sounding
Yeah.
band. So that's all I was thinking of. Like I did for To Live Alive 50, 100, and 150. I did uh, a 7-inch, an LP, and a 7-inch of just what I wanted to do at the time. Like 50, I just did. I asked a couple grindcore bands that I liked. The LP at 100, I asked more like hardcore power violence bands, and then 150, I tried to specifically ask bands with female members. Um, so I didn't want to do like I felt like a series of three made sense for those, and
Yeah.
then this one I just wanted some other concept, and I thought covers would be a cool concept to do.
So is that what you plan for 250 and 300, or are you kind of just gonna?
I was thinking about just doing the series all under 200, like have like volume 1, 2, and 3, and just have them come out when they do. I don't know.
Nice.
It's at this point
Right.
I've done a label so long that the ideas don't always materialize fully.
Yeah, I understand.
Like it's sort of there. Like it'd be sick if I could press it to vinyl, but I don't see that I have the money to do that. And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking a pro tape is a nice way to put it out there.
Yeah, I think for us, I think the only consistent thing we've ever done would be No Time for Fun series, which I'm surprised we didn't start the label with one of those firm, but to me it's good because each one marks like a year of the label, and you can kind of listen to that and go, oh, that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Um, I want to, because the first year we did a CD, second year we did just tapes, and then the last 3 years we did CDs and tapes. But with the fact that our CD supplier shut down, like the local one we used, the fact that I barely sold CDs as it was,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna stay just tapes. but for 10, because the thing with it is every year it's 25 songs, no more, no less. It's always 25 songs, which to me is kind of important because it makes me very choosy about what I want to put on it. And I try to pick bands that best represent the label at the time. But for No Time for Fun 10, which would be our 10-year anniversary, I want to do it as a double LP because that's the like minimum. Because I feel like you can't shove 25 songs unless they're all like grindcore on a single record.
Mm-hmm.
It have to be a double LP, and I want to start potentially saving up for doing 10 really big like that. I feel like comps are a hard sell sometimes. People listen to them, but I feel like people don't buy them out that often unless it's like, you know, a covers comp or like something, you know, like unique.
Yeah, To Live Live 100 was supposed to be just another 7-inch in the series, but then I asked too many bands that I liked, and too many bands came forward with songs.
Oh no, I mean that's a good thing though.
I was gonna say you packed our trades with a crumpled up insert for that album.
Yeah.
I saw it, I was like, oh shit. I wish I had the record.
Yeah, and I used some of the covers from that record as padding material where I think some people were bummed that they thought they were getting a bonus LP in their orders, but
Oh,
I feel bad for that. I feel like maybe I should like Sharpie out the covers so that people aren't that excited about it.
that happened to me once. I ordered a record from I can't remember who it was. I think it was a Square of Opposition Records. And instead of doing that, they just sent me 2 extra vinyls. And it was 2 extra vinyls and the one that I bought like sandwiched in between them. It was weird.
Was it like records from them, or was it like cheap like dollar?
No, it was records from them.
Oh, wow.
And
without covers?
No, with the vinyls in it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so I got 2 extra records and I was like, did I do something special? And I was like, no, I think they just did this to keep the one that I actually bought safe.
They do some ridiculous shit. They'll do ridiculous sales. Like they're very like almost like an anti-label in that sense of like they just don't care about money. Very, very funny with that kind of shit. There was a time I bought something off Discogs and they packed it with like a dollar store record. I was like, I don't want this.
This is not okay with me, but thank
I don't
you.
need this. But
I mean, I've thought it'd be cool to do a record that you literally can't buy. Like, it's only something that I just toss in with orders before, but I can't I can't get myself to spend the money to do that.
I was gonna say, where's the return? Where like you're literally gonna be throwing money. Would the record be cool though?
I mean, I don't want to put out uncool records.
Oh damn!
I do. You could do a flexi like that.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that. Like it'd be like free promotion, a la like Decibel putting in flexis in their records.
Oh yeah,
or in their magazines.
Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like I'd have to love all the songs to be giving them away of like wasting that much money.
You could do a mini flexi comp because you can shove 6 minutes of music. If all the bands are short enough, you can fit 4 or 5 songs on a flexi. This is a terrible idea. It might sound awful, but you could do it.
Yeah.
The Corrupt Vision split we have coming out originally from a 4-way cut down to a 2-way because issues with the 2 other bands we were doing it with. But we originally were like, well, we can do it as a 7-inch, and we're like, well, both sides are short enough that we could fit it on the single side of a flexi, which was like a third the price.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we're getting them fully packaged and shit. We're like, all right, we're gonna see if they sell. I know that the issue with flexis is a lot of people still only view them as a promotional material. It'd be hard to actually sell a flexi, but I think if you package it well enough, I feel like flexis may become like something that labels press and sell cheap, but still sell, not just hand out.
Yeah, I've done a couple flexis, and I do notice that they sell less often than other releases.
Yeah, you did an RJC a flexi, right?
Yeah, that one did well because there's hype behind that band, but I did a Total Fucking Destruction 7-inch as a flexi, and I think I still have copies of that.
I think did you do that with Give Praise?
No, but Give Praise does a lot of stuff for them.
I
This was
have a couple from them. I think they throw them in with every couple orders I buy from Paul. He keeps changing his logo.
Yep, he loves that. I don't know why.
So it's like he's like knowingly doing it, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's. I understand the thought of it because I've just used the anti-music note my friend Matt drew for the To Live a Lie comp series as my main logo most of the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like in my head I could always have like a better, more iconic logo, but then like in my head I would want to keep changing it, and I think that's what Paul's doing.
Yeah. And you're kind of just like you just want to stay with the one thing because it's what people know you by, and it's almost like safe in that sense.
Yeah, and half the time I think like my label name that I landed on sort of dumb. Like like there's so many things I could change and try to do something cooler, but it's just where it is at this point.
Yeah, how did you
So,
come to Live Alive?
Live a Lie.
Yeah, how did you come to that?
So way back in the day, I don't. Were you all ever on AOL Instant Messenger?
Oh no, that was way before my time.
No.
So
I'm only 12. I don't know what that is.
so back in the day, there was AOL Instant Messenger, and that was a great way. So I'm obviously older than y'all. I'm like in my late 30s, and people use phones like as devices where you call people, and then on the internet, like people did email, but I feel like AOL Instant Messenger was like the Facebook Messenger of the day,
Yeah.
and I I had like a ska name to begin with,
Oh
as
hell
you
yeah.
guys would. So I
Oh,
had a dumb
actually,
ska.
I did not have a ska name. I had a Primus name.
You guys ready for mine?
Go
Was
on.
Guitar Hero fan.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, sick!
That's
Hell
hella
yeah.
sick.
That's still cool.
Yeah.
You could have Guitar Hero fan records. That's basically where the name came from.
Yes, that is exactly how we got No Time Records.
So
just playing through the fire and the flames. I was like, I need to start a label.
Hell yeah, dude.
so as a kid, I was like, I had a dumb ska name, then I had like a dumb like I have X's in my name because I'm straight edge name, and then I came
Same
up
here.
with To Live a Lie. I think I was falling asleep one night. I'm like, I really need a cooler AOL name at the age of like 14, and I came up with To Live a Lie, and then that's the name I had for a long time. And I started booking shows with my first band, and I used that. And so I was just coming up with a name for the label. I was just trying to think of something ubiquitous with like me as a person and maybe with music, and that was the thing I had. Whereas like, well, I book shows under To Live a Lie under AIM, and so that's just the name I took, and I'm like, well, I'm stuck with it now.
No going back. Okay, the last thing we're gonna end on this. What was the ska name? Do you remember? And what was the name with
do.
the X's?
The ska name didn't really like mean anything. I just thought it was funny. It was Skankenha,
What?
and then it didn't really mean anything.
Okay.
I was like, well, that maybe it meant something at some point, and maybe my brain erased it. And then the straight edge name was just dumb. Like, I guess William means protector, so my straight edge name on there was X Protector X, but without the last vowel in it. So it was like
Oh, just
I
TR?
TR, yeah, like X Protect TRX.
Fuck, that's sick. That's sick as shit.
Now I know what I'm doing when I get home from work. I'm fucking photoshopping Skanking Ha into the To Live a Lie logo.
You gotta do it with the font. Dude,
I still have.
I'm gonna open up Photoshop right now and put Guitar Hero fan records.
What if I make a post on the Instagram? It's like, hey, I know we just made the big deal about removing the noose, but I think we're just gonna change the name of the label.
Guitar Hero fan records, dude.
Oh my fucking god.
We're stuck with it now.
Oh my god. Will, I want to thank you for taking the time out and talking to us. I know. Thank you for inviting me onto your podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, you
If we ever have another To Live Live podcast, that'd be exciting. But corralling people is so hard to do.
It's a lot easier now. It's a lot easier now.
Hey, it's like, hey, you want to do this? You're on your fucking computer. Get on.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on here. I appreciate you listening to me just drawl on about whatever I just talked about.
A Christian metalcore.
I love talking about labels. To me, it's like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just friends with musicians. I'm like, nah, I'm just friends with label people.
All right, and with that,
I love. Will, do you any shout outs? Where can people find you?
ToLiveAlie.com. Look up To Live a Lie on Instagram and Facebook. I'm probably there. Shout outs to y'all going to work. Shout outs to your bosses.
essential workers, motherfuckers.
There you go.
You can pick up a Tired of Everything mini CD under no time.
Yep. Gotta get that.
You can pick up Tired of Everything lathe cut under To Live a Lie.
Yep, I still have some of them. We got lots of shirts.
They got a lot of shirts. They got a water torture shirt that I slept on, and I feel dumb brain.
They got keychains. To Live a Lie keychains.
Keychains. We got whatever you want.
Will's definitely got. You got. I don't want to say it's like Misfits level, but like if you want it, you can get To Live a Lie on it.
I mean, after you're a label for 15 years, you just make stuff and then no one wants it and it sits there. So I'll probably have it.
We're gonna open up a Dollar Tree filled with nothing but To Live a Lie record stuff.
You gotta get some mouse pads.
I do need mouse pads. I never thought about that before.
There you go.
Oh, well, there you
go. Let's see. To Live a Lie and No Time did the Livid record together. Thank you again for helping us with that. And then we have the Herota Profunda Hello Bastard split, a 7-inch coming out together as well. Whenever that's fucking done,
that's gonna be a sick record.
Thank you for helping us put that shit out. I don't want to get too deep into it, but long story short, one of the labels that was involved never sent in for it to get pressed. And a lot of people were out a lot of money, and Will came in when everyone got their money back and was able to help us finish that record up. So,
thank you so much.
Whenever that's ready.
Anti shout out to that label.
we take the shout out back.
Not naming them, but it's a vowel. They got a lot of vowels in their name.
Oh god, that narrows it down.
Will, thank you for coming on. Thank you for chatting us about your label, and we'll be in touch soon.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to come up to the To Live a Lie booth at This Is Hardcore Fest 2020.
You got face masks for it, so that's good.
Yep.
We'll see you guys together at Zesta Grande 2024. We will.
The 5-year anniversary of Zesta Grande.
The 5-year anniversary of Zesta Grande 2.
It'll be in the new country that's formed after the apocalypse / revolution / Michael Graves is president.
We're gonna be sharing a booth together, but we're gonna be selling apocalypse gear. We're no longer gonna be selling music.
This is all a grip.
Only hit clips.
Oh hell yeah! Will, do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you think he's real? You think America's ready to acknowledge that Bigfoot exists?
I don't think we're ready.
Oh damn!
I don't think we're ready for that.
All right. What's a North Carolina cryptic?
Cryptic.
A cryptid.
Cryptid. Yeah. What's your Mothman?
Good question. I can't think of any weird there's like hauntings and stuff like that, but I can't think of anything like Like there was I had a coworker who thought this was hilarious. The if have you ever heard of the Montauk Monster?
No.
Montauk is like some like bougie rich people place, and there was this like I guess weird looking. Let me see if I can find a photo of it. Montauk.
Oh yeah. Oh god, this thing's
Monster.
legendary. Yeah, I've seen this fucking thing. Thank you, whoever made a fucking Wikipedia of this thing. The thing looks horrific.
Oh my god.
There's a Wikipedia for everything, I guess.
But I want to.
Like a sweaty cat.
So I know that's not North Carolina, but it's at least the East Coast. So I'll just claim that down here. Like maybe maybe that thing made offspring and it lives down here.
It's a raccoon. That's okay. All right, and
like
with
a fat cat.
all right, and with that, everybody watching on YouTube, we're leaving y'all with that.
Some nightmare fuel. Will, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Let's do a Warzone stream together. As in, let's talk about it, but never do it.
That sounds perfect.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks everyone. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Tommy. Thank our bosses. We'll catch y'all later.